Hi everybody, this is Tara Greatorex, and this is my analysis of the email from Module 14. So everything that's highlighted in blue are the things that I would change in this message. So the first one, hello dearest professor. I think that this intro is a little bit too maybe cozy, or I wouldn't say dearest to anyone that wasn't like my dearest husband. So I would recommend that the student change this to using the professor's name and make it like hello Professor Butler or dear Professor Butler, and get rid of the dearest. At first, I hoped you had a nice winter vacation. I think that hoped should be in the present tense instead of the past tense, and that at first should be changed to something like to begin, because the way it is here, to me, it sounds like at the beginning, the student hoped the professor had a great vacation, then they changed their mind, and now they hope they had a bad vacation. So I think that, like, I hope you had a nice vacation should be in present tense, and that at first should be changed to something like to begin with. I would separate these into two different sentences instead of using to and together. And I would take out the to and put, like, I hope you also had a nice vacation, because I'm assuming that the instructor wrote to the student first. That's what it seems like, and she's answering that back. So I would put a period here, full stop, and take out the and just start a new sentence. Actually, to me, sounds awkward, so I would change that for something like in fact. To me, actually sounds like the student thinks the professor thought they did something else, and it's like, no, actually, I did this other thing. So I would keep it, my vacation was fantastic. In fact, I took a trip from Key West. So along East Coastline, exclamation point. First of all, I would take out the exclamation point because I think it's a little bit, there's too many exclamation points in this. I think the tone is a little bit too informal, and I would make the overall tone more formal by taking out the extra exclamation points. I would keep just the one after fantastic. So I would take that out, make it a full stop, and then East Coastline needs the definite article the, because it's a specific place, the East Coastline, and then I would take out, I would make east the first word and then coastline the second word together. And I would keep it not capital because it's describing the place. Okay, so a little bit freezing. So freezing is a adjective that already shows an extreme, so it's not a gradable adjective. It already means very cold, so we can't have a little bit very cold. So I would say to the student, if it was very cold, to take out a little bit and just keep freezing. But if it was a little bit cold, then change freezing to cold. North parts of our ride, so that needs the definite article the, because it's a specific place, and northern needs to be the adjective form because it describes parts, northern parts of the ride. The view or mood of places were really different. So here we can't have were, since view or mood would be singular or singular. We would need to use was. But I think that view could be used in plural, the views of the places. And then I would change mood for atmosphere. So the views or the atmosphere of the places I visited. And I would put the definite article the places I visited were really different. And then depending on the city, I would say, because again, it's specific cities that this person visited, and we're saying it was different depending on the city. So in one city it was one way, in one city it was another way. I would take out this and here and change it for also. I wouldn't start that sentence with a conjunction. I would say also I'm really happy. I feel like and is a conjunction that should go more in the middle when it's directly connecting, and I don't think this is directly connecting to the what's before it. And in a more formal email, I wouldn't start a sentence with and like that. I would change mail to email because mail is like a whole non-count category, and I'm assuming that the professor sent a specific message. So if it was a letter, I would say letter. If it was an email, I would say email. So you didn't forget us since the break is incorrect because since is a word that signals the present perfect tense. If we wanted to keep since, it would have to be you haven't forgotten us since the break. Or if the break is finished now, you could keep you didn't forget us, but change since to like you didn't forget us over winter break. Mail, again, I would change for email because we're talking about a specific email message and not like the whole category of mail. Excitements is a non-count noun, so it can't be used in plural, so you make remember the excitement without S. And we'll come back to the but in a second because it's the same with many confidences. Confidence is also a non-count noun. So excitement and confidence both should be in singular. And then we can't use many with a non-count noun, so that would have to change to a lot of confidence. But I would change here because but signals contrast, and I don't see that those two things are contrasting each other. Like, you can remember the excitement of the class and remember that the teacher gave you confidence. I don't think those two things like go contradict each other or contrast with each other. So I would say your email makes you remember the excitement of your classes and that you give us confidence as ESL students. Down here, first time is also missing a definite article, the. So since first time is specific, identifiable, it's a superlative. Superlatives usually take the most, the best, and then the first, sorry, it's not a superlative, but it is still a definite article because we need to say the first, the second, the third. It's a number that's specific, not a superlative, but also still the. Okay, and then in the end, I would sign with a full name instead of initials, and thanks a lot is okay, but sounds like it could be a little bit sarcastic sometimes, so I would change it for something like, thank you so much. And I would also add something else like, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in class next semester. So here is my updated version of how I would improve this email. For the opening, I would say, hello, Professor Butler, or whatever the instructor's name is. To begin, I hope you also had a nice winter vacation. Again, I would have that also because it sounds like they're replying to what the instructor originally said. New sentence, my break was fantastic. There's the one exclamation point that I would let them keep. In fact, I took a trip from Key West in Florida to Augusta, Maine along the East Coastline. Although it was a little bit cold instead of freezing on the northern parts of our ride, the views and the atmosphere of the places I visited were really different depending on the city. Also, I'm really happy with your email because it means you didn't forget us over the break, so I would keep it past and change it to over the break instead of since the break. Your email makes me remember the excitement in your classes and that you give us a lot of confidence as ESL students here in the US for the first time. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in class soon. Best, and then I would sign with the full name. Okay, have a nice day.